all this just to do some basic maintenance. They don't call him bring my wallet for no reason, but hey, this is bring my wrench, and we'll talk about wrenching only. No fancy wheels, rims, or spoilers. This is where I spend all my money. And honestly, you should too. Now I want to do all the basic driveline services in one go. Basically, while I'm underneath the car, I want both the differentials, transfer case, transmission services to be done. Reason why I'm making this separate video to show you that jacking up the X3 M40i is a task in itself. Together we'll learn how to safely jack up the X3 M40i, including the proper jack points. I'm no handyman or anything. Reason why I had to buy some basic tools, along with new fluids and other maintenance items that were needed for the X3. Because I have Rhino ramps, I never had to use jack stands up until now. And no, it's not as straightforward as you might think it is, jacking up this X3. Let me quickly unbox the jack stands and show you what is going on underneath the X3. But yeah, in case you are planning on doing these maintenance items, this is all that you would require to do those driveline services, which I strongly recommend you do before throwing in any of those lips or spoilers or wheels or whatever the case may be. Anyway, let me quickly set these up. Here we have our brand new jack stands assembled. I'm glad these were on sale. Due to the shape of these jack stands, unlike your typical Honda Toyota, you can't simply place a jack stand underneath the BMW because of the shape of these jack stand points. They're made out of fantastic plastic and can easily crack. The last thing you want is being underneath when that happens. Luckily, there are adapters you can buy that slide in between this gap here, keeping these plastic jack points in one piece, but I gotta say, they're not cheap. Now, these costed me $158, and these are BVinzi's jack stand adapters for BMW. Let's unbox these and see what we receive in the package. Decently packaged. You do have to buy 2 sets because one set contains 2 adapters. Some stickers, and that's the adapter. The build quality seems pretty good, and what you're gonna do is mount it on top of the jack stands like so, and there are 3 10mm nuts and bolts to unscrew and put together, which are keeping this adapter in place. So I'm just gonna get started with assembling these adapters for you, just to show you the whole process from start to finish. And hey, you can always buy any other brand out there as well. I'm not sponsored by BVinzi or however you pronounce it. I simply found these on Amazon based on the delivery times. BVinzi also sells fixed adapters that you can replace the plastic ones with, but I've seen people losing them or breaking them, especially when their car's lowered. Basically, place it on top of the jack stands, put the bolts through, tighten it up, and you are set. All you need is a 10mm 1/4" socket to do all of these, and you are done. Middle first, and then the sides. Let me quickly assemble these for you and catch you in a sec. Right, all done. Just to point out something, make sure you start from the middle. Don't completely tighten it just yet. Instead, insert other bolts, align, and tighten it bit by bit until everything's fully secured. You want to make sure it sits flat and straight on top of the jack stands. Use a second 10mm wrench to hold the nut in place so you can tighten it faster and correctly. Now we gotta make sure that the jacks are all even and one's not higher or lower than the other, so we can evenly drop the car on jack stands. It's crucial to keep the car leveled for all the fluid fills. Right, all level now. Let me show you the front jack point. BMW had to complicate it by adding this splash shield in the way of the jack point located on the front subframe of the car. This indent right here is the location of the front jack point on the X3. I believe the earlier models, as in the 2018-2019, have the jack point exposed, but not the 2020 and onwards. I could be wrong though. They have it hidden behind this plastic shield, so guess what? We're gonna remove this splash shield. However, BMW states that you can jack up the car with the splash shield on. Definitely I won't be attempting that considering my luck. This is held on by 10 8mm bolts. We're gonna remove it to expose the subframe so we can jack it up safely. You can go ahead and jack it up with the splash shield on, but definitely it will crack it one day or another. Royalty-free ASMR.
You just under there?
Yeah.
Oh, hungry people. You just don't rush and do it correct job.
We'll see. We will see.
Don't drop these plastic clips or lose them. And finally, here we have our front subframe with the jack point fully exposed, a little dirty as you can see. I suggest a hockey puck or a round rubber jack pad to avoid any scuffing or damage to the subframe while using your floor jack. These clips simply snap back in place and hold your front bumper and the splash shield together. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8mm bolts to undo, and taking a quick second here, I don't understand BMW's logic. Why would you tell folks that yes, you can jack up the car with the splash shield on? I mean, this plastic piece will crack. I guess more money for them. I'm just gonna put these bolts together in this sandwich bag, and that way I don't lose them. Time to finally jack up the front. Now these adapters can make things a little difficult, as you're about to notice. I had to do a whole lot of adjustment on both the sides to make sure that the jacks are completely secured. A little adjustment here. Seems okay on this side. And let's drop it. There we go. Had to double check, seems perfectly in place though. At least the rears don't have a splash shield like the fronts, but you do have a choice to make in terms of jacking points. Oh, beautiful. Now BMW wants you to use the center of the rear differential to lift up the car from behind, but I don't know, it feels a bit too risky. Even though this will support the subframe evenly according to BMW, I will be using this V-brace which is bolted straight into the body of the X3. I've used this jack point many times now and I had no issues, so I'll keep it the same way. Now this should serve as a reminder to you to keep your car keys away from the trunk, or else you will keep triggering the kick to open sensor over and over again, since the X3 does not have a dedicated option to turn off the kick to open sensor in the iDrive. You'll spend too much time until you realize your silly mistake, so make sure you keep your car keys as far away as possible from the trunk. Now that's out of the way, let's jack it up. I've used this spot confidently several times to jack the X3, and no, I haven't heard any strange creaking or cracking sounds from the V-brace. Okay, this seems leveled. Just gonna line up these jacks and go through the same miserable process as the fronts. Seems good. Whoa. Well, that does not look good. Now you see why it takes a whole lot of time jacking up this car. Seems okay. Attempt number 3. We're gonna go nice and slow this time. Yep. We are good. Just gonna make sure that everything is nice and secure and I do not yank the jack out of the way immediately. I will be placing the jack in either corners depending on what part of the car I'm working on. Well, here we have it. After an hour and a half later, we were able to jack up the X3 safely. Oh, yeah. I mean, why does it have to be so difficult? Yeah, this took way longer than expected. Well, at least now I can get started with the services as planned. This will serve as a perfect foundational video for the channel. Time to get going and see you in the next one. I'm already very late.